Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to be reviewing Chapter 6, Practice Test. Let's read the problem. Santi, Kendro, and Ricardo are catching grasshoppers. Santi caught 43 grasshoppers. Kendro caught 15 less grasshoppers than Santi. Ricardo caught 26 more grasshoppers than Kendro. How many grasshoppers did Ricardo catch? So, what do we need to solve? Well, what we need to solve is how many grasshoppers did Ricardo catch? Because that's the question. That's what they're asking you to solve. How many grasshoppers did Ricardo catch? So, I'm going to circle the name Ricardo. Now, we have three people. We have Santi, Kendro, and Ricardo. So we're going to look at each information from the story and take some notes. This is important to take some notes. Okay, so first let's look at our first person. Santi caught 43 grasshoppers. So I'm going to put Santi here. Santi. Now, what did Santi do? He caught 43 grasshoppers. So I'm going to put equal 43 because that's his number. It doesn't say anything else, just that. Then my next information says Kendra caught 15 less grasshoppers than Santi. So all of this is information because it's not just 15 less, but also than Santi. So Santi's information is also going to be very important. So let me put it with a different color so you could see it. 15 less grasshoppers than Santi. So this is for Kendra. So I'm gonna type in Kendra's name now. Kendra. I'm taking in now the information for Kendra. And we know that Kendra caught 15 less. That means take away 15. 15 less grasshoppers than Santi. So Santi's information is important. So I'm going to look at Santi's and he had 43. So I'm going to put 43 here because it's 15 less than Santi. So I'm using both the 15 less and the information of Santi. So I have to figure this out to find out what Kendra's number is. So I'm going to do my picture. I have 43. That means I have 1 10, 2 10s, 3 10s, 4 10s, and then I have 3 ones. 1, 2, and 3. Now I need to take away 15. That means I need to take away 1 10 and 5 ones. So this is the number I started with. This is where I started. And now I take away the 15 to find out what Kendra's number is. So I go to my picture and I want to start with the ones place first. I have to take away 5 ones. I only have 3 ones. So therefore, I'm going to move one of the tens and regroup it into the ones place. So let me draw my 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now I can take away the 5 ones, the 5 ones that I need to take. I start with my lonely ones because I don't want to forget them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the 5 is gone. That's done. So now I look at my number and I still have to take away 1 10. So let me cross out one of the 10s. And now I look at my picture. I put TO. And I know what Kendra has. He has 8 ones. So I'm going to put 8 in the ones place. And he has 2 tens. So I'm going to put 2 in the tens place. So now I know that Kendra has 28. So now let's look at the next information. It says Ricardo caught 26 more 26 more grasshoppers than Kendra. So we know that he caught 26 more than Kendra. So Kendra's information is also going to be added to Ricardo in order to find out what his number is. So I'm going to take that note. I'm going to put Ricardo. Ricardo. Now, in Ricardo's information, it says that he caught 26 more. So I'm going to put plus, more would be plus 26. Now, it's 26 more than Kendra. So I look at Kendra, and remember we did all this number sentence, 43 take away 15. So the answer was for Kendra was 28. So I moved that 28 over here to the front of my number sentence for Ricardo. And in order to find out how many grasshoppers Ricardo found, I have to add 26 to what Kendra had. So that's 28 plus 26. So I'm going to erase this picture so that I can draw my next picture. This is step number 2. Actually, step number 1 was taking notes, and then Kendra was step number 2. And now to find out the answer for Ricardo is step number 3. Now, as I look at my number sentence, it is more, so it's a plus sign. So that means I'm going to be adding those two numbers together. Now, in the number 28, I know I have a T O. That means tens and ones. So I'm going to draw 2 tens and 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I draw a line to separate because I'm going to draw some more, and I don't want them to get all tangled. So now I look at 26, and now because that's a plus sign, I know that I'm going to add 26 again to this part. So in 26 there's 2 tens and there's 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then I look at my picture and I ask myself that $1 million question. I look at the ones. Can I make a 10? Now, as you see the top number, I just need 2 more. That's why we like to draw them in groups of 5, because I can see I'm missing 2 to make a 10. So I'm going to move 2 from the bottom. I'm going to move, hold on. Let me make this one a little thinner. I'm going to move 1 and 2. And I'm moving them to the top. And I'm going to make them into a 10 right here. I'm moving them. So now I made my 10. I have 10 ones, but they cannot stay looking at 1. So we're going to box it, cross it, and regroup it. So now I look at my number and I go, okay, do I have 10 tens? No, I don't. So now I'm going to put TO. And then I count how many ones I have. And on the bottom, I have 4 ones. So I put 4 on the ones place. And then I count 1. The one that I regroup, it's 1, 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens. Don't forget the bottom ones, guys. 5 tens. So my answer, because they're asking how many grasshoppers did Ricardo catch, so Ricardo caught 54 grasshoppers. Okay, number 2. On Saturday, the chocolate factory sold 470 strawberry chocolates and 236 chocolate truffles. Which number sentence can be used to figure out how many more strawberry chocolates were sold than chocolate truffles? So we want to find out which number sentence. So we're going to have to create a number sentence. We already know we need a sentence. Now, can we use to find out how many more, strawberry chocolates were sold than, that's the keyword, another keyword, than chocolate truffles. That means we want to know how many more of these than these. So that means we're looking for the difference. Now, when we see how many more, and then we have the word than, we already know we have to take away. Now, we know that how many more strawberry chocolates. We know that there's more chocolate strawberries because it says right here, how many more? There's more strawberry chocolates. So let's go to the chocolates, and there's strawberry. It's 470. We say 470. Then that's the word then, chocolate truffles. So we go to the truffles and 236. 236. And then equals. Now it says which number sentence. I do not have to solve it. There you're going to have several number sentences to choose from, but basically the one that you're going to be looking for is this number sentence because that's what the answer is. Okay, number 3. Inside the vending machine, there are 754 sodas and waters. That means in all, there's 754 sodas and waters. Now, there are 212 waters. So of those 754, 212 are waters. Now, what are they asking us to solve? How many sodas are there? So remember, in the machine, there's 754 sodas and waters. Now we know how many waters. So for this one, we can have the part, whole. So, okay, part would be like part of the sodas and part of the waters. So this is the sodas. We don't know how many sodas. That's what we want to solve. But the waters, we do know the waters, which is 212. Now, in the whole thing, in the whole vending machine, if you look at the whole thing, you have 754. Now, to find out what the missing part is, we would have to do subtraction because we have the biggest number, which is 754, and if I take away the waters, I can find out how many sodas are there. So I take away the waters to find out the missing part. So now I can draw my picture. I have 754. This is the number I'm going to do. HTO. So 700, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and I'll put the other one over here, 700. And then there's 5 tens, so I do 5 lines. I like to put them separate so that if I need to borrow or regroup, they don't get, confused. And then 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now I look at the number that I'm going to take away. I want to take away the waters so that I can find out how many sodas are there. So I go to my number that I'm going to take away, HTO. And I want to take away I want to start always from the ones place, just in case I need to regroup. So I need to take away 2 ones. So I go to the ones place and I have 4, so I don't have to regroup. I have enough, so I'm going to cross out 2 and I'm good. Then I go to the tens place and I see I have 110 that I need to take away. And I have 5, so I don't have to regroup. I just cross one of the tens off. And then I go to the tens place, the hundreds place, sorry, and I take away 200. So I'm going to take away 100, 200. So now I look at my HTO. I always like the HTO because it keeps me focused. And I look at how many ones I have, and I only have 2 ones. So I'm going to put 2 ones. And then I count how many tens. 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens. So I have 4 tens. Now I look at my hundreds. Remember, I lost 2. I subtracted 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have 5 hundreds. So now my number is 542 sodas. That's the difference. So that's how many sodas there are. Okay, question number 4. Find the difference. Now, guys, the difference is the academic language for takeaway. Basically, that's what it means. Find the difference and enter the response in the box. So this time we're going to draw a picture. Now, I know that I have 901 takeaway 346. So this is what we have right here. That's what we have. That's what we're going to draw. So I'm going to HTO. And I have to draw 900. So that's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Then I know that I have 900, and then I have 0 tens. So I do nothing in the tens. And then I have 1 1. So I'm going to draw 1 1. There you go. Now I have my 901. So now it's asking me to take away this number. I have HTO. Now remember, it's take away. So this one I'm not going to draw. I'm going to take away. I always start with the ones place. Now I have 6 ones that I need to take away, but I only have 1. That means I don't have enough. So I need to go to the tens place, but there's nothing there in the tens place. Therefore, I need to go to the hundreds place. And I'm going to take away one of those hundreds, but I have to move them into the tens place. So how many tens does 100 make? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So I moved the 100 into 10 tens. Now I can regroup one of the tens too, so that I can take away 6 ones because I only have 1. So now I can cross out this 10 and move it into the ones place. And because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm moving a 10, so I need to make sure that I make 10 ones. It has to be an even number. Now I can take away the 6 ones. So I'm going to start with my lonely one. I always like to do the lonely ones first because then I can forget it. So that's 1. Hold on. Let me do it skinnier. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I stop because that's 6. So I'm going to cross this one out. Then I need to take away 4 tens. Now, because I already regroup, I have 4 tens to take away. So I'm going to take away 1, 2, 3, excuse me, and 4. So I'm done with the tens. So now it says to take away 300s. So I'm going to take away 100, 200, and 300. Now remember, this one doesn't count because I already regrouped that one. That one was the regroup, not taken away. So now I'm going to write HTO because it keeps me organized. And I'm going to look at my ones place. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. So I'm going to put 5 ones. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. So I'm going to put 5 tens. And then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundreds. And I have 5 hundreds. So my answer is 555. And let's do the last one. A dog lover counted 172 large dogs and 164 small dogs at the doggy park. How many dogs did she count? Okay, so they want us to do it in expanded form, which is the information is already there. You can do a picture if you like, but I'm going to use this expanded form as it is. So I'm going to start with the ones place first. So I'm going to add 4 plus 2 equals 6. And then I'm going to put a plus sign. Now remember, 70 plus 60. I'm going to put 70 in my head. And then I'm going to count six tens. 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. So this will be 130. 130. And then I go plus, and then this is 100 plus 100 is 200. So I see that in the middle number, see this should be hundreds, tens, and ones. But here on the middle number, when I added 70 plus 60, it was 130. So I have 100. I don't want to keep the 100 there. So I'm gonna break it apart, and I'm gonna put 100 and then 30. So 200 plus one more 100 equals 300. And then we have the 30 plus 30. And then we have the 6 plus 6. And that would be 336. Now, this is my answer. Now, what if I want to just double check and draw a picture? So I'm going to look at the first number. 100, 7 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 2 ones, 1, 2. And then I'm going to draw a line to separate, of course. And then I'm going to draw the next number, which is 100. 100, 6 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when we add, we're going to add the ones place first. And let's look. Can we make a 10? No. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On HTO, I'm going to write HTO on this side. I have 6 ones on the ones place. But then I look at the tens place and I'm like, I have 7 tens and I have 6 tens. So I can move 1, 2, 3 tens to make a 10, 10, which is 100. And let me move 3. 1, that's here. 2, that's here. And 3. And that's here. So now we have, can I make a 10? In this case, 10 tens. Yes. So I'm going to box it, cross it, and regroup it. Now let's count how many there are. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. See how 10 tens is 100? So when I cross it, and regroup it, I know that it has to be in the hundreds place because 10 tens makes 100. So now I look at how many tens I have left after the regrouping, and I have 3 tens. And then I see how many hundreds, and I have 300s. And see how it's the same answer. And we did the same thing. We regrouped the 100 to the hundreds place here too. So that's the end of the lesson.